Well, hello there. This is Ron and I'm back for another lesson of the week. And this week I thought I would talk about why houses don't sell. And I doubt very seriously we're going to get this all in one lesson, so this might take a couple of weeks to do. But I'm going to use a page right out of my Quick Start Real Estate Manual that we use at the 4-day Quick Start boot camp, like the one we're doing down here in August in Jacksonville. In fact, we just did a killer one in New Jersey here last weekend. Lauren, who's running the camera right now, my damn reporter, was there filming everybody, so you probably should see videos up on the website if they're not there already about all the cool things that we did at that event. So I'm going to pull a page right out of the book here, and we're going to go right down the list because there's 14 reasons why houses don't sell. I'll get as many of them as I can in this video, and we'll continue next week. First, and probably the biggest, is that they're not ready to sell. Now, what does that mean? Well, there's several things to get a house ready to sell. One, of course, you have to get the physical appearance ready to sell. And in order to do that, that's more than just painting it up and spoofing it up. In fact, I could do a long series of lessons just on that subject alone. But here's the important things. One, I want the frontal appearance attractive to people pulling up the front of the house. If you don't have the frontal appearance attractive, you're not going to get them in the house. The rest of it is irrelevant. I want the lawn to be mowed and manicured. I want it to be edged. And I want the landscaping done correctly. A house with no landscaping in the front of it looks horrible. It needs bushes. It needs plants. And I prefer some vertical plants if possible. You know, the trees that go up, not just across. I want the shrubs to be trimmed up. And if the house doesn't come with these kind of plants, when you buy it, you should buy the plants full grown and plant them. It does not make a house look good to plant little twigs in front of it that are going to grow up someday. If they're not already grown up, they don't help the appearance. I want a nice looking mailbox on the door. I want some big wooden letters on the front of the house. If possible, put shutters on it to offset great big blank spaces. Give me a nice looking front door. I kind of like maroon for the front door, totally different than the house colors. I want the house to be two different colors, trim, usually painted in white. Paint can do so much for the front of the house. When I stop and look at the front of this house, I want to be attracted to the frontal appearance of it, and I want it to just suck me into the inside of the house like a magnet. You probably should have one of those little round canisters out front with flyers about the house in it, because sometimes people don't want to stop and take a look. They're in a hurry, and they can get all the information right on those canisters. And of course, the house has to have a lockbox on the front door. Go down to Home Depot or Lowe's and get a lockbox. They're cheap. They're $30, $35. And you bring them home and you hang them on the door and you put a key in it. And they come with a combination set at 0. I usually always leave mine on 0 because I don't even know how to change them, frankly, nor do I need to. 0 is as good as any other combination. So we got to get the front of the house ready to go. Got to get the lock box on the front of the house so people can get in it. Because we don't show houses, folks. No way that I'm going to go show a house or anybody on my staff's going to do it. We let the people go in on their own. All right, so let's get into the inside of the house now. I want the house to have some color. I don't want it to be like a white tornado hit. If you ever actually walked into the inside of a house that a bank repossessed and supposedly fixed, you'll know what I'm talking about. The whole place is white. Just big, blah, ugly white. I want some color in there. I want some off-white walls, perhaps. I want the trim to be a different color. I like some paper throughout the house. I want nice handles on my kitchen cabinets. I want the kitchen to look gorgeous. In fact, rarely do I buy a house where we don't either replace the kitchen or at least replace the countertops. In fact, my crew is working on one right now. Well, not my crew, but a crew we hired is working on a house right now that I bought at a foreclosure auction 2 weeks ago. And they're over there putting marble countertops in the kitchen. This is about a $180,000 house that I paid $95,000 for. And by the time they get through with that house, you won't recognize that kitchen. It'll look totally different. So make sure the kitchen is gorgeous in this house. And today, if we put appliances in it, we put stainless steel in them. They cost more, but boy, they bring the house to life. By the way, guys, here's a tip. Under no circumstances do you, men, decorate the inside of houses. That is the worst thing you can do. Let the ladies handle the entire decoration of the house. Let the ladies pick the color. And if you violently disagree with their colors, good, you know they're picking the right colors. Men have no taste whatsoever when it comes to decorating a house. Now, we decorate them the way we want our man caves to be, but remember, we're selling these things to ladies, not to men. And if you fail on that kitchen, you're not going to sell that house. So I want the bathrooms to be nice, presentable, new mirrors and lights, and countertops looking good, bathtub looking like new and just looking great. I want all the floors to be carpeted or tiled, and the house really ready to show. I love the place filled with ceiling fans. I want the lever-shaped door handles in there, and I want all of the pretty things you can do that don't cost a lot of money. Incidentally, faucets is a good thing. Spend the money on the faucets. Big, fancy faucets, not cheap crap. I know you can get faucets for 30 bucks. I'd rather see you spend $300 on the faucet, as long as I can look at it and see it that I've got something special and different that most houses don't have. All right, now here comes the big one. Make sure the house is staged. Staged. You're not going to sell a house if it's not staged. For a few $100s, you can send a lady or two over there and they'll just turn this house into a home, put all these little fancy things inside. They'll put a little bit of furniture. They'll put wall hangings up. They'll put plants. They'll put some rugs down on the floor. They'll put things all over the countertops, and you won't recognize this place when you go in it. In fact, my friend Sean and Grace Leonce were just here with a consulting session with me, and when on their way home, they sent me back a video, actually several videos of houses that they on the market right now are sold where they live in the Washington, D.C. area. So we're going to get you that link. I don't have that link with me right now. Watch for an email from us, because I asked my staff to send that out today, and it's got that link right in there. Just remember the name Sean Leonce, or Chase Fine Homes. Chase Fine Homes in Washington, D.C. He took us a whole video tour of the house, and he'll see what he means by renovation. By the way, his average time on the market is 87 days from the time he buys it till the time he gets a check. So that ought to tell you something. And they deal in $300,000 to $500,000 houses. So you'll love these videos. Anyway, you'll get a good idea what I mean by renovating a house. So you know what? We have eaten up this entire lesson, and we just got to number one here, which is getting the house ready to sell. So this might take a while. By the way, one more thing before we get rid of off of this lesson, though, and that is this. You also got to have your salespeople on the countertop, meaning there's a series of forms that I want on your countertop. I have them in this book, but I'll just describe them to you briefly. One, I want a flyer with all the information on the house on the countertop. Two, I want a what to do next form, which is a form that we have that tells the visitor to the house, if you like the house, fill out the form and submit it to us. And that form tells us if they have money or credit, which is the two things that I'm looking for. And it clearly determines a suspect from a prospect. So that's one of the most important pieces of paper in the whole process of selling a house. So what to do next form, a flyer, and then I have an application there if they want to apply for the house. And then I always have a flyer on other houses that I might have available on the countertop as well. So get the countertop ready, get the house ready, get it smelling good, get it looking good, make sure the electricity's on, make sure that it's well lit, no dim, ugly light bulbs, make sure that, that the plumbing works, and that the house is ready to receive guests. And that's the way you should look at them. Pretend they are coming over for dinner. Get the house ready for them when they arrive. Good looking on the front end, good looking on the inside, attractive, homely feeling, and ready to sell. So I hope that helps. If your house is not like that, then just review this thing and ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? And what can I do to make this thing look better for a very small amount of money? See you next lesson.